I'm gonna share with you all a personal story that Mr. Kevin Samuels has played a tremendous part in. So I myself, I was done dating in America. I had gone overseas and I got treated so well by those ladies over there. I was like, I'm good. I sold all my cars. I was waiting for my oldest son or my youngest son to reach the age of 18. I was going to send their butts off to college. And I was out of here. I was going to sell this house that I'm in. And I'm out of here. I even decided not to put a pool in because I'm like, I'm going to sell this place. So, nevertheless, end up talking to you probably back, I don't know if it was May or July, in one of Obsidian Mumia Ali's chat. And I think that was our first time having a conversation. And you said, we talked for a little while. I'm like, yeah, I heard I heard you kicking butt over there. And so, nevertheless, long story short, you invited me to join your Facebook group called The Mix, right? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not trying to join your Facebook. I'm not trying to go on a date. I'm headed out. I'm going overseas. I know what I do. I'm good, right? I'm straight. Why would I try to hook up with one of these Americans? Lo and behold, man, I put it a month later because, I'm like, I'm not doing this. So a month later, what I decided to do, I put my post up because I'm like, let me at least do this. I'm going to put my post up. So I put my post up. Man, did you know within about a week, I met this beautiful woman of Dominican descent who is Ivy League educated. And man, I don't want to give it all away, but man, I went to see her. I took that flight, right? And hung out, had a great time, man. And come to find out, she's feminine, beautiful, intelligent, hardworking, everything I wanted. So I'm telling you now, and this is my first time making this public announcement, man. It's because of you that I met my soon-to-be fiance, and I intend to. There's no big secret because I've already told her. I said I intend to propose to her in the next 3 months or so. It doesn't take that long when you know what you want. And see, here's the cool thing about it, Kevin. Because I've lived in her home country, and even though she's American, I understand her culture. I even speak Spanish, and so because of that, it's a perfect match. So she and I think for the first week or two, we just spoke Spanish to each other. So I owe that to you, Kevin.
No,
Thank you very much. So what you're doing is working. You definitely explain to these ladies what their options really are. Mm-hmm. You definitely explain to men what they should value in a woman. So kudos to you. And it's a beautiful story. I appreciate it. People who don't believe that what Kevin he's telling you the truth. I'm telling you, I would have rather been alone than to date one of these, what do you call them, women in the danger zone? Is that what you call them? I'd rather be by myself.
You see, next year, I'm gonna do my best, like the old Jet Beauty magazine. Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to promote a healthy couple every month.
Right.
And by and by, I'll tell you what, before too long, I'm going to end up finding mine just like you. But see, this is what I think we need to do in the community. Give, then ask. Keep putting our best out there in front of each other as a potential option, and then just let nature sort it out. I mean, the stuff that's going on in that group, the mix, imagine, Dennis, just imagine if a fraction of the black and the love machine in this black community, if they had just put a fraction into trying to make stuff like that, what a difference it would have made with all these platforms and all these minds and all these books. It took a guy forming a Facebook group on top of the other 10 plates I'm spinning to see your story and another brother's story who they actually had a falling out. Mm-hmm. And I actually, talked to both of them. Now they back together stronger than ever going on down the path. And I'm like, and I'm like, don't worry about me, the messenger. While I'm like, we can do this, and when it's right, it's right. So that's a good thing. But see, here's the thing, Dennis. When people who've given up all hope in themselves.
When I gave up, trust me, guys.
No, but you had hope in yourself. But see, that's why I said.
Oops. We lost Kevin for a minute. Kevin, are you still there? Let's see if we can get Kevin. But basically, I had given up. I was done with relationships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm sorry, you're back. Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead.
I was saying when people give up hope in themselves. See, I can understand giving up hope in the market. When people give up hope in themselves, that's something different. And what I'm saying is, I'm cool with the people like you and I who maybe could just wash their hands and say, I'm just done with it, but
Yeah.
I still know what I'm about. There are women out there like your lady friend who can come along and rekindle that fire.
Yeah, man. I mean, the thing is, man, okay, so I don't okay, here's the
I
thing.
think,
I'm paying all the bills. You see what I
yeah,
mean? I don't
yeah,
want to look broke at the house. You know, I want cooperation. I want beauty. I want good. And for a lot of American women, it's like, well, you know, what are you gonna do to earn that? I already earned it. That's why I was
right.
working from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the morning to have what we have to live this lifestyle. So why do I have to reprove myself to you? You see what I mean? And if you want me to reprove myself to you, there's the door. Matter of fact, you won't even get in the door. So when I meet this young lady, it's just totally, and honestly, um, here's my thing, man. I think there's people. You're a truth speaker. You see, and that's the part that I love the most about your broadcast. You speak the truth unabashedly, whereas most people they benefit from misleading people. They make money from selling people dreams. Dreams
Yeah.
eventually fail. And so you're speaking to these same people and you're telling them the truth and they are responding to it. And I think that's what makes you so much of a threat because there's a big business. We lost Kevin, but Kevin, if you can get back in here, I was saying there's a big business behind misleading people, continually having them buy these books, having them show up at these different meetings, lying, girl, you're 250 pounds, he should accept you how you are. Again, I don't do relationships, but I recognize the truth when I hear it. So,
Hey, Dennis, let me say
yes,
this.
sir.
You know, the drug, as being a former, there's a lot of money that gets made on people being on heroin and methadone, and there's an entire industry behind all that. The police, the attorneys, everything involved in that. Versus people who decide to get off of it and then taking like maintenance medication where they can just live in life. We have to make it to where there's not as much money in the dysfunction as it is in the quote unquote solution. So,
Yeah.
but see, the good thing is one story like you and your lady friend goes a long way, man. And
Yeah.
I haven't said anything about it, but I
You can
love
say
to hear
it now,
stuff like
man.
that. Huh?
Yeah, I wanted to save it until, but you know, you're here, and I believe you can take this right now. And I'm a story. I was done, and everybody knows I was done. They've seen my TV show. They see how
Mm-hmm.
done I was. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so to have that actually work for me, you've actually made me a believer. You know what I mean? So continue doing what you're doing. You're doing a magnificent job. I support you. I know the vast majority of my followers support you. I think that what you're doing, you are definitely doing God's work. You know,
Yeah.
and I appreciate what you're doing out there. So you know, our support to you from
I
Dennis.
appreciate it, man. And I watched your shows, especially when you had those brothers over here and the brothers talking about some of the things that they want. And I
Yeah.
think what's going on is now women are finally starting to, this whole CV-19 has
Hmm.
something that nobody could have forecasted, and it's made people slow down and listen. So
Yeah.
I believe that more. I believe that we're just scratching the surface of what's possible because uh, the women have really started to listen, and that's all you can really ask for is just to listen and have a conversation and see what happens moving forward. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And with you brothers doing what you're doing and talking and sharing your stories and being willing to openly talk about your issues and things like that, this adds more to the positive momentum and stuff that we got going. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, and you know, and I appreciate what you're doing. Again, I just talk to men because I pretty much can I can sense where they're coming